Welcome to RodezTrip. Thank you for showing up, guys. I appreciate it. This is Vessle from OCM. Check them out on SoundCloud. Thanks for letting me use that music. Okay, so I got sent a link on Messenger recently that was to this really weird video clip on Twitter. And it was basically a bunch of military code, like for lettering, like that, basically on loop. Well, not a loop. Yeah, what was a loop? And somebody decoded it, and it was saying that there's not human, something about try not to get attention. It was weird. And then there was also, a text message that he'd received earlier. This guy named Ty, and it was just a bunch of dashes and dots, and it actually turned out whenever they decoded that to say something about Stephen Hawking's death, and it gave some coordinates at some point to what would have been the area around where the Malaysia flight disappeared a couple years ago, like about 3 or 4. And this person was on the West Coast. I believe he was around the New York area, supposedly. Someone else in the thread said that they were on the West Coast in California, and supposedly she'd also gotten the similar message or some weird creepy messages. And he said, the guy Ty, that there was he found some guy taking pictures of his house with a flash on a couple of days prior, and he even posted about that at the time. A bunch of other people started getting more curious about it, and the thread was really blowing up. I sent the link on Messenger to a few friends of mine. Some people, a couple, just maybe like 2, I think, actually. They said, wow, this is kind of weird. What is it? And then a few people after that told me the link's dead. It just says they couldn't find the attachment. And I was like, that's a bit weird, but not necessarily meaning anything. It's because I went to Twitter and the thread was still going. It was huge, and for a couple days actually it was blowing up. But another friend of mine who's on Twitter a lot more noticed that it never hit the trending page. I tried checking it out today to refresh myself on a few things, and apparently the person who originally posted it, this Thai person, deleted his entire account. And there is now a hashtag for it. You can hashtag weird voicemail, or just look for voicemail Thai and find people talking about this whole, I don't want to say conspiracy theory, but all these theories about this conspiracy. And there's some really interesting things. I don't want to say, lean in too much like, oh, this is clearly what's happening, because honestly, whenever I first checked it out, it felt like it could have been a pretty well done prank. And a few other people posted that they had similar incidents where they had a weird voicemail that had a mechanical thing on loop or weird sounds, and of course some people turned it into a joke. They just had like some they said something in a weird language and said like fart or something. But I thought it was a bit curious. It does seem to be a really odd that first Messenger deleted the link altogether, and it never reached the trending page when the original post had a few thousand reposts and replies. It should have been a lot easier to find, and you shouldn't have had to look for it. And it could be for reasons that this might be deleted now. Could just be the guy got in over his head, or he thought it would add to the conspiracy. And then there's also the chance that maybe he got something he wasn't supposed to. Who knows? And oh man, it's kind of cool that this disappeared, because I would like to hear people's thoughts on this. What's going on, what they think's happening, but it's sort of hard to follow, which leads a little bit more credence to it being conspiracy. I don't know why I did air quotes, because it would be a conspiracy. That would be plans, or just a weird prank that some kids pulled, and it didn't turn out as cool as they thought. But if you'd like to hear more, let us know, and maybe we can cover it in a full podcast. As now, this is just my solo. Please look for Roman's solo. Oh yeah, Roman, what do you think? Look some stuff up about this and tell me what you think. I don't even know if you have a Twitter personally, but we have a Twitter, so you can look it up. What is it? Roman Roads Podcast Twitter. Find us. You know who we are. Check it out. Once again, some OCM leading us out. Thank you guys for tuning in. We appreciate it. You got the bomb.